Okay, now we did this the smart way. So now I can do this and not be half in the frame. Somebody lurking off camera fed Lucinda a question to ask me, so we're ready.
What? No, this is 100% original.
Sorry, yep.
I came up with this in my own brain.
Yep.
Wait, what was the question? Hold on. Give me a second. Okay.
Do I need to feed you the question again?
What was the hardest scene to direct in the show?
Hardest scene to direct in the show. Okay, I have several different sentences to say. Ensemble scenes are very difficult, especially like the prologue. There's so much movement going on at the same time, trying to make all of it interesting, trying to make sure that everybody has a reason to move where they're going. I don't want it to ever look like somebody is moving because the director told them to. But actually, the hardest scenes to direct are the ones I'm acting in, because I can't see myself. And so I'm heavily reliant, in a couple different ways, I'm heavily reliant on other people. I expected, and it proved true, to be reliant on other people telling me when something wasn't working. Particularly when my brain is exclusively focused on the character, I can't hear my own pacing. I'm thinking about the situation in real life, especially for like more serious conversations that my character would be having. I take forever to respond to people, and that's my normal cadence. And so it's really helpful, and I finally got it. I think I did anyway. But it's really helpful to have somebody say, hey, it looks like you forgot your line, even though you're thinking. And that was helpful. I expected that type of thing. The thing I did not expect at all was that because I would be on stage, I'd be the director. Hilarious.
That's copyrighted. You can't use that.
We can use it for parody. It was exclusively for parody. It was exclusively
That
for
was a
parody. The thing I did not expect, I typically feel really awkward about compliments. I don't seek them out. I like affirmation, but not like, I'm not a compliment hungry person. I would kind of prefer to shrivel up and die. But for this, when I'm on stage, I found myself, like, I asked both of you guys, please tell me when I'm doing something right. Because not only do I need somebody to tell me when something's not working, the confidence it gives me when, like last night, you looked at me and were like, I really loved Last Day of Summer today. And that not only made me feel really happy and really proud of my craft, but also did something very important logistically that I didn't expect I would need, which was, okay, that worked. Obviously, when you get an audience, you can do that, but you want to lock those things in before the audience comes. So that's my very long answer. Oh God, my very long answer. But yeah, some things. It's true, especially things we're passionate about. I guess I can just like lean. I have a silly short question. Theron, I'm really worried that I punched you with the sword the last 2 nights. Am I actually hitting you?
Well, you're not hitting me with the sword.
The hilt is what I'm worried about.
I have not once been like, oh man, I've just been hit by a sword.
Take it. I feel great about that. In reality, I know I wasn't hitting you, but there were a couple times I was like, oh God, we just did such a good job. Did I just sucker punch him with a metal hilt? I really hope not.
That's what I get scared of too, with dropping him.
Sure.
And he smacks the ground.
Because he controls it,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
it sounds so real.
The first time he did it, I was like, oh God, I broke his skull. Like, I broke something. Like.
Don't tell anybody, camera. There's a couple things I want to change if I can do it safely in that thing. Just because last night was so successful. I had a couple ideas to make people sad.
We love that.
We love drama. Lucinda, How? Tell me about the experience of being a character that is arguably as loved or more loved than Percy. Having the same amount, hilarious, having the same amount of stage time, but only one solo song to establish your character, while Percy gets all the scenes. How does that feel? Like, the book does a great job of kind of,
Yeah.
it's Percy's perspective, but we see Annabeth rocking and rolling, and in the show, we get 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so Annabeth gets one song to establish who she is, and then everything else has to be inferred from interactions with other people.
Yeah.
What does that do to you? and
I
to your
mean,
performance?
it makes it a little bit difficult, especially because, like, I mean, again, like, falling in love with the books and stuff, I really started to, like, connect with her a lot. So trying to find, like, little ways in, like, ad-libbing moments with you, and I am with you, but mostly with you, because they're actually friends. Most of what I do with him is just, like, bullying him.
Yeah, being mean.
Yeah. But finding little moments to ad-lib that, like, can kind of pull things from the book,
Sure.
to kind of, like, build on it more. And just, yeah, I mean, like, really trying to take every lyric in the one song that she has and, like, find a way to identify it with it. So I like that we kind of turned it into a bit more, like, oh, the struggle between, like, being a woman and stuff like that. And, yeah.
I have so many questions about that. Also, and not to expose all sorts of things about you, but I just get so, probably the proudest I feel as a director is, and there have been moments like this in different shows. In this show, the proudest I feel is you singing My Grand Plan, because we worked so hard on that. And I'm so glad we did. We took a video, like the first rehearsal we did
Yes,
it.
I remember that, yeah.
And it didn't suck. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, despite maybe what you'd be tempted to tell yourself. But then we get to compare it with the amount of hard work you put in, and now where it's at.
Yeah.
That's the proudest I feel of, like, one singular moment in the show. So
Thanks.
that's the thing. But and maybe that'll turn into a question rather than just bragging about you. But my actual question for now is, Theron, so much of the show's about you. So much of the show's. Besides just trying to catch your breath and have a moment to sit down during My Grand Plan.
Yeah.
That's one of the most challenging acting types, because you say 2 lines in the entire thing, and then you sit there. How does an actor fill that space, maybe globally and then specifically with that song? What's going on in your head? What are you doing to stay engaged, to not get bored with it? She does a phenomenal job. But when you see it the 30th time, what do you do to keep present?
Well, I mean, just because, and I'm not saying that this is what you have either inferred or said, but just because I only have 2 lines doesn't mean I'm not acting the whole time.
That was the point of the question.
I mean, I do my own things, like, I do get 1 line in, but before I say that line, I hope you've been picking up on this. I've been
Mike, is this the
starting. I've been starting to say things like Percy would be interrupting the song, and then Annabeth jumps ahead of him before that, and that adds
a natural flow of conversation. Wild idea
I'm
for an
gonna be
actor.
honest, I have no idea you were doing that.
It's every time you
It's not
finish
for them.
you finish a phrase, and I open my mouth as if I'm gonna start saying something, and then you continue singing,
Okay.
and then it's like, okay, and then halfway through the song, that's when it's like I should probably just sit down and I don't know what I'm
I need to
talking
shut up
about.
now.
Yeah. And then there's also it's reacting to finding out all these new things about somebody that, you know, Percy thought that he knew, like relative, like he had like an idea of who this person was. It turns out he's completely wrong. It's fun to
Sure.
roll with that, and then kind of let that set of realizations unravel in real time on stage, which helps me fill the space. And by the time I'm done admiring the fantastic work of my fellow actor,
Nice.
the song is over and I don't have to act anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until you two come up with questions for me, I'm going to answer questions that I want to answer. So my question to myself is,
Okay.
well,
I might have one for you, but go ahead.
oh, well, it'd be hilarious if we're thinking the same thing.
Viewpoints.
The interesting dialogue between addressing, big words like misogyny and gender roles and expectations and all these things. It is a really fascinating team project between Lucinda and myself and Theron, in this particular scene at least, to say, okay, people, well, now we're getting philosophical. Let's make the assumption that people aren't inherently bad. Like, people aren't looking to hurt each other, whatever, culture, expectations, blah, blah, blah. How do we establish a character fully existing, having experienced greater expectations? I mean, you say this exactly in the book, in the song, maybe in the book too, but in the song for sure, you're like, hey, yeah, both girls and boys mess up, but when boys mess up, they always get a second chance, and the same is not true with women often. And so how do we, all three together, establish a strong female character with equal presence, equal buy-in, equal worth as the male character, without trying to go like a guilt route and make people feel bad about themselves, without, like, how do we do that without adding extra fluff that doesn't need to be there? How is there a strong female character just because there is?
It's already there.
Yeah. It's a delight, and it's so like so many conversations like, how do we pull this off where you perform the song wonderfully? How do we pull it off that you are confident and don't fall into maybe a criticism of like, oh, you're just being arrogant? No, even if it feels arrogant, if you, we talked exactly about this, if you swapped exactly the performance Lucinda is doing with any man performing the role, would you perceive it as arrogant?
Yeah, that's a...
And it's just a delicious thing. I'm grateful to you guys for taking it so seriously and then doing so well. It's a delicious thing to try and figure out as a director how to do that.
yeah.
I think we've done a great job.
Yeah. I remember the one thing that you told me that like kind of helped it click was like, be a tenor.
Yeah.
Be a stereotypical tenor. Annabeth is a tenor in performance.
Yeah. That there was the huge turning point right at the beginning, and that was the other turning point for me in this song, was when we made that discovery. For sure. Was that your question that you were going to ask me?
No.
All right.
Okay. So how, with a challenging character like Luke, who has so many internal conflicts, how is it like kind of walking through the progression of like how he views the gods, for example, in the show?
Asking such a great question.
And like how that like final breaking moment at the end, and how that kind of all...
Spoilers.
I'm so excited to talk about this. I'm so excited to talk about this. I want to make sure my phone had plenty of memory, and it does. Okay. I have been wrestling with this since knowing I was going to play this character. And am continuing to make big discoveries in the last 48 hours. Because I've really wrestled with this progression, this... How do we cram a genuine, realistic reveal of somebody being quote-unquote evil, although I would argue
He's not evil.
that label. Every villain is the hero of their own story. So how do we do that? Then how do we do that and keep the reading family friendly? Because I can go really dark, but that wouldn't be right. And so I don't think I've talked to either of you about this yet. And it's a new, 2 rehearsals ago, I finally figured exactly what I wanted to play for the objective in the last scene. Because that's the real question. Everything else I've locked in, trying to protect people and it's genuine. His love for the camp, his love for the kids is so genuine. It's all he cares about. And so all this time, I've been thinking about it wrong. I've been thinking, what changes that makes him snap? And I finally, 2 rehearsals ago, said, oh, he does not change at all. This is the completion of what he feels like he needs to do to protect people.
Yeah.
And so,
I just got chills.
it's not the challenge of 2 steps back. We have a lovely 12-year-old actress playing Thalia in a flashback video, and she plays a couple other characters in the show. And so not bringing in Lola, the actor playing those roles, not bringing in any of that, oh yeah, you're a really cool kid, as your director, I want to protect you, all of these things. Not bringing that relationship in, but taking her face, making her Thalia, and then the thing that worked the most for me to solidify, okay, no, I'm not changing tactics. This is the end result of what happens when you say the gods need to be stopped, and because I need to protect everyone. Mm-hmm. This is what happens next. And so finally, the moment before is so important in that scene. I'm trying to lock in. I've just finished directing something probably, or giving somebody a note. And so I take 45 seconds and I see Lola as Thalia. And right before I walk on stage, all I'm thinking about is, I will do anything to protect this girl. Mm-hmm. And that carries me through to, no longer am I trying to wrestle with, what is changing inside of me to change the script. I'm actually trying to tell, it's such a simplification of it, but I'm trying to tell Percy, hey, this girl's about to die. And if you don't figure out your mess and come help me save her, she's going to die. And that gives me a real thing to play. And I think that's really Luke's motivation. There's a little subtext of trying to kill Percy. Spoilers. And also, he doesn't die. But that has to be an impulsive decision because he likes Percy so much. And I think that's genuine. And so I've been struggling in myself, okay, I figured out everything else. Why do I stab Percy? Why don't I try to figure this out? And I finally, literally last night, I figured out, Annabeth walks over and there's some sort of weird flirtation situation. We've aged up the characters so it makes more sense. Woof. And so there's that. And she has been his best friend for all of reasonable childhood. And she chooses Percy in that moment. At least that's how he sees it. That's not really true, but that's how he sees it. And so being able, that moment where I hug you at the end, I'm actually saying goodbye to you. And then the anger to kill Percy has nothing to do with the gods. It has to do with the relationship between us. And I feel like you've stolen her. And that's why I try to kill you. Yeah. So then it finally makes sense of why I'm acting so if I took 30 more seconds to think about it, I don't think I would do that as Luke. But that, like, jealousy and protecting a friend and add in a little romantic interest, all of those motivations are enough to make somebody do something incredibly stupid. So
That's a great answer.
thanks.
Yeah.
I have wrestled with this every day for months.
It's paid off.
I'm
Oh my
trying,
gosh,
I'm trying,
every
I'm trying,
time
I'm
that
trying.
scene, I get
Yeah, that's probably my favorite point in the night. It's a very
I
it's a
get
very
chills.
fun
I get a
spot
little
to
teary
end.
eyed. It's
Yeah.
it's
Great time.
Getting stabbed up.
Being the bad guy is great. You get a great song, then you leave and everybody else has to do the hard work. It's awesome. Most of Act 2, I do nothing. Highly recommend the villain track.
Mozart.
True. True. Spoilers.
We just talked about
I know.
for
Here's
like
the whole plot.
5 minutes.
I play Mozart for one line. Spoilers.
That's the line.
But
that
we'll
we
reveal the
cannot-
whole plot.
We'll reveal the
cannot
whole plot for
cross.
sure. Spoiler. Too late. Spoiler warning. I realized last night.
It's 4:41.
Oh, you can just say it.
It's 4:41. Just wanted to let you know.
Anna can.
Thanks, wife and stage manager and Anna.
Squirrel.
I realized
That is
last
what she
night
is
for the
in my
first time that I needed to take off. It needs to be replaced anyway, so it's fine. I realized last night that I needed to take off the scars and Mozart. It's the first time I've ever done it. I was like, huh.
It's funny, I didn't think about that until you just said that.
Yeah, I had not thought about it. And then I looked in the mirror as I was putting on the wig and I was like, hang on a minute. Scar's not real. Spoilers.
You didn't get cut by a dragon?
Not yet. Life goal.
Lame.
Wait for dragons.
Man, I have so many more questions, and we need to get ready soon. I'll say that for those of you who are seeing it, wherever we put this, I assume like YouTube and stuff, and Instagram post and stuff. I have no idea. Instagram, change your rules about Instagram Live. Come see the show. 8 performances tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the next weekend. So 14, 15, 16, 21, 22, 23, 24. MeadowSkyProductions.com. Also, all of our socials linked to our website. Come see the show. These people have worked really hard. They're awesome. And it's been an amazing experience to do this. Man, I don't know. I'm so grateful to both of you. Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for being awesome people. I'm excited to continue creating with you guys. You make this easy.
Okay.
That's good. It's good. It's a good thing.
Any final words for the masses, adoring fans?
Come see the show, please.
Yeah,
Like-
that.
Come see the show.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's fun.
You can't see it. Maybe I'll pan and like
But you
just
should.
show Leora and everybody else.
Probably do it.
We have a couple folks coming exclusively to test our audio levels to see if they can hear. But Leora's here to take some social media photos tonight, and Lucinda and myself and Anna raided our stuffy closet. So we have some additional audience members. Those people could be you. So crazy. All right, thanks guys. Come see the Lightning Thief. Bye.